Hello, hello. Welcome. Great to have you. I think this is working. Let me know if everything's working fine. That the audio levels are all good. Alright, what have we got? Okay, so we'll just wait for a few people to rock up, to come in. Started an hour early today. Geo, welcome. Great to have you. So I just started an hour early today. Live my best life. Got up at 7 this morning. So I thought, why not start a bit earlier? It might be a little bit shorter today though, because I got a lot of stuff to do. Flippy Fee, welcome. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How you doing? Alright. So today, what I also wanted to do, I'm going to repeat this a few times, but I want to do some figure drawing study. So I'm going to use lineofaction.com to do some timed figure studies, which should be fun. So yeah, I reckon that'll be the focus of today. Now I might do both line and shape, which will be fun. So I'll just wait for a few more people to rock up, and I think we just get started. So this was last week's efforts. Which was fun, off of this little bit of reference here. Let's see if I can arrange my stuff. Ray, good to have you. Yeah, I happened to get a little bit early, so it's a positive. Travis, yeah, those books are fantastic. Conrad, what was that saying? Rock up. Never heard that. Yeah, like rock up, like arrive. Oh, glad to have you rock up. John, welcome. Yeah, so this is this is my Monday, but I guess your Sunday. Every your Sunday around this time. I'm an hour early than I'm usually am, but if my sleeping pattern stays this way, which I'm hoping it will, then it'll be around this time-ish. Faha, good morning. Good morning. All right, shall we just get stuck into it? I reckon we just get stuck into it. Let's just get going. All right, so let's change the view. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have the reference here on the left, obviously. And then I'm going to be drawing on the right. Simple as that. Nothing crazy. But it's going to be timed. So some of these are going to be timed, and then we might take one further. I don't know. All right, so I'm going to aim for about 2 hours today. But also, who knows? Because I've gone longer in the past when I said 20 minutes more, and then I stayed on for 2 hours. So we'll see how we're going, but I do have a bunch of work to knock out. Hey, yeah, Flippy feed. Yeah, let me know about the audio, please. If the audio is good or not. I mean, I can turn it up just a tad. Turn my voice up. How's that? Percy, welcome. Yeah, good morning. Great to have you. All right. So, I reckon we just get going. One thing I've found as well, I've fallen in love with this brush in the Kyle's Mega Pack in the ink box, and it's called Kyle's Ink Box Badass Brush. Now you can get this brush pack from Get More Brushes, and you can just download the Mega Pack. You don't have to use this one by any means, but I've fallen in love with it. It's just a nice inky looking thing. All right, so it's pretty sweet. So let's just get going. I'm going to start with line. All right, and get drawing. What are we going to... And I think I've got them all closed. Only covered models. Okay. All right, off we go. Getting stuck straight into it. Okay. Shit. Hold on. Timer. I forgot. Let's start again. Okay. I was rearranging things. Okay. 3, 2. How do we restart the timer? All right. We got 9 seconds. That's kind of ridiculous. I think. What did I have it on actually? Yes. No thanks. It should be... Nah, 30. Let's go 60 seconds. 60 seconds is a nice little warm-up. All right. Let's take a look here. Now, a lot of the times with figure... Now, these are going to look jank as, because we're getting warmed up. But what I'm trying to do is just 80-20 it. What's the most important shapes here? Right, and I might not even make the full figure, you know. So yeah, I just want to practice the figure. The human is a bloody hard thing to draw. Whoa, okay. New layer. New dude. Yeah, I haven't done timed ones in a long time. So it's going to be a tricky one. 30 seconds left. And I'm running out of room. Ugh, rookie mistake. So yeah, I'm just focusing on the simplest shapes possible, right? So follow along with me, and I'll get to chat after we do a few of these, right? So we'll get the back of the head here, neck. Ugh, this is tricky as fuck. I mean, this just throws us in the deep end, right? Which I don't hate. It just gets us going. Ten seconds. New layer. I should probably do these on a smaller scale, maybe. Alright, this is if I've ever seen a dynamic pose, this would be one of them. Whoa, alright. Now, I think the goal is to not be fast, if that makes sense. We be fast. You get fast by going slow, because we've got 60 seconds, right? It's not. We also want to make sure we're looking at the reference, because sometimes I get flustered and then I just invent. Ah! Okay, so this is alright. So we've got a bit of squash and stretch here. We've got the neck, got the arm coming up here, we got the arm going out there. So yeah, just wanted to try something different, you know. I've been doing a bit of, I'll give you a sneak preview of my spider sona post that's coming out early this week. I've been doing a bit of figure drawing with that, which has been fun. But this, oh, the time, come on. All right. So we'll do a couple more, and then we'll increase the time, right? Because this is kind of just to get stuff on the paper or the canvas or the screen, whatever you're working on. Oh. There's no time to be precious. Okay, let's. Oh, hello. All right. So we've done some real quick warm ups. I reckon I'm gonna increase it to like maybe 2 minutes, and then we'll just maybe keep increasing it. Getting back with chat. Caddy, what's going on? Welcome. The Knicks Master. Yeah, look, we're going. You do what you want. It's all good, whatever you want to do. I was just doing some 60-second warm-ups. But I reckon I'll go, what do you reckon, 5 minutes? 5 minutes at a time. Let's get drawing. Where's the head? The head's, I see, let's get, all right. 5 minutes starting now. Or about 5 seconds ago. So I want to take a look. I oftentimes like to get the feet down or like the extremities. Right, just so you can actually ground the character. And then maybe we take one of these and then we stylize them, you know. Push them a little bit. Maybe actually keep it smaller so I don't have to do as much. Now, a lot of this is about observation as well. Less so about anatomy, at least of how I'm thinking about it. Although there is some anatomy involved, I'm really just trying to get these simple shapes going, right? A little bit of this line variation as well. Maybe we even just block in some of this. There's a crease there. Now the proportions are a little bit off, but that's fine. Mustaki, welcome. Even the hands, keeping them simple, the simplest shapes that I can kind of, because we don't have the time to do the details. There is quite literally no time for that. I like to understand the center line as well. And these are going to look pretty rough because we're getting into the swing of things. I've also found as well, blocking in like large sections of value and then coming back in with like the eraser just to show some of the form is quite fun to do sometimes. Like even here, like putting the band of the undies. Something like that. With 2 seconds to spare. Alright, next. Let's just go on the same page. Alright, I love the hair because it gives me a lot of direction. And with these figures as well, one thing that I've learnt, you don't have to go or do the whole body necessarily. And this is an unfortunate place that I've put her because it looks like he's about to stab her in the head. But it is what it is. I'm getting a little bit scratchy with it. That's fine. Might even just mass out the hair here. I'm getting too finicky with it. I shouldn't have erased, but it's happened. It's in the past. Alright, we need this shoulder. 2 minutes left. Alright, I want to get the center line of this back. Simple shapes, that's what we want. Now this head is way too small. Not way too small, but it could be bigger. Zane, good to see you. Katie, no, I'm not going to Lightbox this year. Oh, awesome. Hopefully, when I do pop down to the States, hopefully catch up. "30 seconds. What's the most bang for our buck in these 30 seconds, do you reckon?" Mm, 10 seconds. All right. Scale these down. Wasted 5 seconds. All right. Now, I always have trouble. Let's ground these feet with like more neutral poses. Like this is more on the neutral side. It's not super extreme. So I've just got to be careful where. Find my horizon. One tip that my mate Diego Lucha said, or sort of pointed out to me, was drawing the extremities first. So for example, the feet, I know whether I want the hands and I know where I want the feet. Then it seems to be, I mean, it's one way of going about it, that you can sort of connect them after the fact. So we've got 3 minutes. I'm losing room. All right. Do some surgery, quick surgery. Don't judge me. All right, his torso is too small and his legs are way too small. This is the beauty of digital. It is cheating in someone's eyes, I'm sure. But to that person, I say nothing. Now, even the perspective of the feet, these are on a flat plane, so we want to make sure they're grounded. Oh, 2 minutes. Shit. Ugh. Let's see if we can salvage this one. And you almost just got to let your judgment of yourself, if it's good, if it's not, kind of doesn't matter, because it's 5 minutes. What are you going to get in 5 minutes, you know? Now his torso is way too small. 50 seconds surgery. Up you get. Ay. Don't want to flip. Hands, thumb, pinky, 20 seconds. I really shouldn't be zooming in and out. That's one thing. That's just a habit, a bad habit of mine. In the direction of the head. All right. Lady kneeling. All right, we'll do one more and then I'll catch up with chat. We'll take a little break. So profile, kneeling. Now, one thing with the neck, it sort of ducks backwards like this. It's not like on a lollipop, so that's one thing to consider. Arm is in front of everything. Find that elbow, come down, find that lower arm on the knee. Hopefully this isn't annoying. I'm just trying to verbalize what I'm thinking instead of just going for it, you know. And then, yeah, it could be a cool challenge maybe to take some of these figures that we did, do a realistic version, right? Clean them up a little bit. And then do maybe a more stylized version. Let's get this bottom leg going. It's going to be in perspective. That foot kicks back like that. Head's too small. Now I love things like this, like the leggings, because they give me form, they give me dimension. Foot down. Okay, we got our base. Oh, we got 2 minutes 50, baby. We got oodles of time. Alright, we got the base forms in here. Clavicle, a little bit of the shirt. Alright, this arm stops about there. No, we don't have oodles of time anymore. Only 2 minutes. Alright, what's the most important shapes that I'm seeing here? Mixter, you legend. Saw it at the corner of my eye. Really, really appreciate it, my friend. Getting there, getting there. I think this hair can be blocked in all as one, maybe. This has been my new favorite thing to do, is just ink those big shapes in. Has like a really cool effect. This elbow here connected to the leg. Maybe we just, yeah, block in these leggings. 30 seconds. Go, 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 go. Because that, it's the extremities of these shapes, like the curve at the bottom of the leg here, that gives it form, you know? So we can afford to block it in because there's enough information there to give us what we need. 12 seconds. What have we got? What have we got? Some of the folds here. Bit of the eye. Looking forward. All right. Good job, team. Good job. All right, 5, 10, 15, 20. 20 minutes in, and we've got 4 figures. Not bad. All right. Back to chat. Keeping up with you. Zane, good to have you. Stray Cat, welcome. Commotion, good to have you. I'm doing good. Art of Ant. Yeah, the video's doing well. The video's doing well. Bruno, welcome. Vitor, books on anatomy. One that I always love is Figure Drawing, Design and Invention by Michael Hampton. Beautiful book. Absolutely beautiful book. Idris, welcome. Idris, yeah, I'm using OBS Studio. That's right. Val. What's happening, man? Epic facial hair. It's called laziness. Art without purpose. That's what makes it interesting sometimes. Just for the fun of it, you know. Zane, I'm doing well. Yeah, I'm using a screen tablet, but using a monitor. So the screen isn't on. I'm just using it like a normal tablet. How do I approach art? Do I treat it as a job? I don't rely on motivation. Oh, I try not to, at least. Relying on motivation is a fool's errand, to use a weird phrase. Yeah, it's if I set a time to do something, I just do it, or I slowly build up to just doing it, if that makes sense. Because otherwise, you're just at the whims of your emotions. You're like, oh, today I feel like it. Oh, I'm so inspired, and then tomorrow it's like, oh, I'm not so inspired, and that can go on for like a week, and then you do nothing. So I do treat it like a job. It is my job, but I like to treat it like a job. Ahmen, welcome. Is there any book or anything that helped me learn to draw characters more stylized? Any book? Nah, for me, there was no one particular book. I mean, the 3D Total books are great. Creating style. I think there's like character. I did have one around the place. I don't know where it's gone. But for me, a lot of that was actually just looking at other artists and trying to break down how they did things, less so than any one particular book, if that makes sense. Anna Louisa, welcome. I appreciate it, Zane. Gojira. We've got the critique here. Gojira. Yeah, I know. They were 5-minute figures. Give me a break. Isaac, good idea. Good idea. Stray Cat, I don't have kids. Vitor, no worries. All right. Back to it. So, what do we reckon? What's the next? Maybe I'll pick a 10-minute one this time. We'll go to 10 minutes. That's what a person who has kids would say. No, I don't have kids. It's like having 5-minute time for every drawing. Stray Cat, that's not bad. That's a good constraint. I find working with constraints is oftentimes better, because if I don't have constraints, I will take 4 months to release a YouTube video, for example. So constraints aren't bad. Snuffles, welcome. Okay, so let's do 10-minute figures. Let's scale these ones down. All right, now join along. We'll be starting in the next minute or so, so get ready. The reference will be in the left. And this gives us more time to really, this 10 minutes, because I think it's one of those things, it's like you're acclimatizing yourself to it as well. Because we started off with 60 seconds, then we went to 5 minutes, now we're going to 10 minutes. It's going to seem like an eternity. Or at least I hope it does. But I think we tackle it the same way. All right, so let's get started. And I'm going to, if there's one I don't like, I'm just going to choose. See, this isn't a very good one. Okay, let's do this one. 10 minutes. Let's start. Let's see if we can get the whole thing and sort of take our time. Look at some of these. Shapes. I like to hit the shape first and then worry about anatomy after. And it's going bad already. I'm not used to these time doing it timed. It's fine. It's fine. That's what I'm telling myself, not to you guys. All right. Get the head direction. The ears are a great tool that we can use for the direction of the head. Arm, down, hand, here, hip, bam, bam, hand, there. Alright, now we want to get this balance between, so this is all the weights on this leg, alright, so we want to make sure that this makes sense. Too long. Use the leggings as a guide. Now, one thing I have done recently, I'm playing around with different pressure sensitivities on my tablet. So I've got it on the firmest pressure sensitivity at the moment. So as I can throw these lighter lines in to begin with without much effort. And then when I really want to throw a line in, I don't know, I feel like I've got a little bit more control. Let's scale her down a bit, just so we don't run out of room. We're wasting precious seconds here. Shit, it's already been 4 minutes. Fuck. Alright, place the nose, the lips. Head needs to be bigger. We're gonna do surgery. Don't judge. Okay. Now I've been drawing stylized for so long that I tend to, it's just like a muscle I've worked, and a lot of my stuff ends up looking stylized without meaning to, which is fine. I'm fine with that. Let's get these fingers, simple shapes. Even grouping the fingers helps as well. I'm sure you guys have heard about doing that. Hope you're drawing along and enjoying yourself. Alright, I'm too timid with this. This is feeling too timid. So let's block in this hair. And maybe right before this ends, we'll stop it at the 10-minute mark, we'll assess it, and then see what changes we can make, and then maybe do a little bit of anatomy underneath it. That could be fun. Alright, this leg is way too short. but we can always fix that. That's fine. And this is where also you can use style reference as well. So you can come and have a look and like, all right, how do we figure out how X artist does this? All right, let's do some studies, figure out their language. All right, see if we can find some patterns. Alright, this leg needs a bit of surgery. There we are. Two minutes! Shit! It's going too fast. Can't handle this. Even just doing this, triangle, triangle, bam, bam, get the shape down, then we can sort of add the form later. That tends to help. Let's do a quick flip. Yeah, she's a little bit unbalanced, but that's fine. The perspective of the box that she's standing on. These are actually really helpful, these boxes as well. Minute 30, everyone. The home stretch. What else have we got? Maybe we make that connect there a little bit better. That wrist is janky McJank. Alright. Thumb. Come up there. Hand, fingers. Ground the box. Ground the toes. Center line. This leg needs more mass underneath here, and we've got bugger all time. Okay. 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. All right. How'd we all do? Sketching Z's, welcome. Great to have you. Thank you so much. Any advice to give more life into art? Draw what you're interested in. All right. Look at other artists, see what you like, draw what you're interested in, and I don't know. For me, a lot of it has been trying to reverse engineer how other people do it. And that's how I learn most skills in general. But with art, it's, yeah, it's a whole thing of, okay, I really like this thing. This like speaks to me if you want to get all woo-woo with it, you know? Why? Asking a lot of whys, you know? Isaac. Oh, awesome. Great. No, I appreciate it. Oh, using Google Translate. Yeah, I can't wait until I can have automatic translation in different languages for my voice. That'll be sick. Kai, good to have you. Welcome. Gabrielle, welcome. Okay, how did we all do? We all got this done to a certain degree. So maybe I'll put like a 10 minutes, 5 minute, 5 minute, 5 minute, 5 minute. See, I actually like these 5 minute ones better than this 10-minute one. I was getting a little bit too finicky with it, but what we can do maybe is assess. Okay, let's take a look here. Can I zoom? I might have to do it on the browser. No, it doesn't let me zoom. That's okay. Let's see where we've got. Let's check our proportions. Let's grab the red marker. What could be fixed? This is kind of ambiguous here. Like, I like the simplicity. I'll even simplify this more. So we can edit as well. We don't have to stick just to the figure that's in front of us. This arm needs to come out more. So that's one thing. This is the, you've heard of maybe the squash and stretch. So we've got the stretch, or there's like a relaxed side and a more stuff's going on side, for lack of a better word. I think this arm could be out a little bit further and really show that twist of the, or that angle of the wrist. Right, that's cool. One thing that used to trip me up is not overlapping things. So not having these, even if the silhouette, I'm also looking at the silhouette, like the negative space in here, right? But not crossing over some of these forms. Because we'll see here that this actually crosses over in here, right? And that gives it depth. That gives it dimension, even just with 2D line work. Trizzy, good to have you. Smeasley, you drew along for this one and you notice that you're getting stuck trying to capture every curve of the lower leg. That's a good point. Okay. How I stop doing that is to get the base shape down first, right? So bigger shapes first to smaller shapes. For example, if I was to draw this leg again, I would just go, let's knock this back a little bit. I would just go, bam, whoop. Big leg shape, big leg shape. No pokey outy bits yet. It's just the overall big shape of that leg. Then I can get the smaller shapes. So maybe I can come in here and say, okay, this leg sort of ducks in here a little bit more. Right? And you can just do this in your head as well. You don't necessarily have to draw this all out, because I didn't draw this. But to simplify, and we can try this on round 2 as well. All right, so once we've got the big shape, then we can kind of fit these smaller shapes within this big shape, right? And then we can start to look at some of the contours, to use a fancy schmancy word, which is basically just, if we imagine a wireframe, then we've got that wireframe of the leggings there, all right? And then maybe this ducks out a little bit more there, and then we can sort of build on top of the shapes that we've already put down, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. All right, this foot could have been done better, but stuff can always be done better. It looks a little bit flat. And with the foot, I like to connect them using this arcing line sometimes. Not all the time, but it really just has that, instead of just having like a flat foot, like a plane, and then you've got the ankle coming in here, oftentimes I like to find that connection point. For example, if I was to do it here, right, instead of just having a plane and like a cylinder, and then try and find the connection points there, I like to think of the foot as a 3D object as well. Right, so connect it, and it just, I don't know, it just helps me out a little bit, just to put that little like, whoop, that little arc there. And it just gives it dimension, particularly with these like quick gesture kind of things. And even grouping the toes. Right, feet are bloody tricky though. This is without reference, but have it come down like that. Right, so now it's starting to get a little bit more dimension in it, right? So that's what I was trying to achieve here. Same thing, that arc. Right, we can do, these arcs are everywhere, like these sort of contour shapes. Same deal that I did with the leg. Here, you can do it with the arm. Simple shape, triangle, triangle, okay? Then we can sort out all the inner bits after we've got that kind of base. Right, same thing with the hands. We've got the real simple triangles of the fingers, rectangle, rectangle. But then I can see there's a bit of an arc of the hand here, so we can add that in. And now we're starting to get form. We're starting to get dimension, even on the knuckles themselves if we want to. And then this could be an underdrawing to then go over the top and do like a more detailed sort of thing. Adam, you saw Beyonce last night? How's she doing? Nadia. I'm not familiar with the meme, but I'll take your word for it. Just roll with it. Don't worry about it. Smeesley, that makes sense. I often try to go straight to 3D, so focusing on those big 2D shapes is something I look out for. Yeah, this is something that I've mentioned a few times. Is, in my mind at least, I flip back and forth between 2D and 3D, 2D and 3D. That might be another YouTube video to explain the way that I do that. Like I think of it almost as a slider. So if you imagine like a cube, right? So you've got a square here, but then you've got like a 3D cube here, right? And between these, there's like this slider that I slide back and forth between at any given moment, right? I generally like to stick here in the beginning, but then as I go back and forth, just like I did here, it was big 2D shapes. So I'm 2D, 2D, I'm in this area. And then as soon as I add this sort of line here, then I'm sort of creeping up into the 3D land. And then when I start to get really like finicky with all these little lumps and bumps and that kind of thing, and really thinking about 3D, then I'm fully in this 3D land. But then I can go back. It's not like a linear process. It's not like I start here necessarily and then I end up at 3D land, right? I go back and forth. I'm like zoom, 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 always going back and forth, if that makes sense. Andrew, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. I just want to say I love your art and your website is really nice. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, I did make it from scratch. No, not private info. Not at all. But yeah, no, I did make that one from scratch. To be more specific, it was done in Next.js, JavaScript, and using Tailwind for the CSS if you are a developer yourself, or for any developers out there. So here I'm looking at the head. So I'm just going to do a little bit of analysis on this, and then we'll do another round of another figure. So let's take a look at the eyes. I like to sort of make sure that they're sort of in the sockets themselves. The eye direction is not bad. It's not exactly to where the model is, but that's fine. She has a little bit more of a stern look on her face, so maybe the eyebrows could have helped a bit there, you know. And that face. I'm not trying to get likeness. That's a whole other game. But here, particularly with the eyebrows, all right, here's another one with the eyebrows. This has turned into a lesson. This is not what these streams are meant to be, but this is sort of what I'm thinking. So I hope it's not boring. These eyebrows are wrapping around a three-dimensional form, right? Everything here is like a three-dimensional form. So I'm not just going to do the eyebrows like, right? Because that kind of breaks the illusion of 3D. You'll notice here on her eyebrow, it sort of goes back in space, right? So that can help with dimension as well. Same with this eyebrow. So that gives her a little bit more of an expression. The ear, that's fine. The hair could be a little bit more volume in the back. But yeah, apart from that, it's okay. I mean, it's a 10-minute gesture. Now, is this interesting? I don't know, because I like doing this stuff. So maybe we throw this into the stream schedule of doing some of these sort of studies, breakdowns, that kind of stuff. All right, so see, just making some of those tweaks gives it a little bit more character, a little bit more volume, etc., etc. All right, so let's turn off our, let's get back to that color, sweet. It was a concert. I know, Adam. I know. But she seems to be doing well. That's good. I'm glad. Yeah, Andrew. Yeah, take it as inspiration. Do it. Yeah, copy it. I don't mind. A knee. Yeah, me too. Me too. I struggle more so with these static poses, but I think with these static poses, it comes in the trick is in the subtleties, right? Of these kind of crossing over lines. Where can we show form? Because it's very easy to make it look too static. So yeah, no, I feel you there. Isaac, tell Hewing to send me a tablet. You draw with a mouse. You can get real cheap ones, like even get a second-hand one. That's gonna be a game changer for you. Prashan, welcome. Terabyte, yes, please. I'm hoping it was from what I said earlier. So glad to know. Adam, welcome. Young word. This is very interesting. Awesome. Your lessons, studies, and breakdowns are why I watch. Fantastic. All right. So there's going to be more of that. Let's go on to the next one, okay? Whew. I'll give everyone a minute to get prepared. Get situated. Do what you have to do. And then we'll do another 10-minute study. And then we'll break it down again. And then maybe we'll come back and stylize some of these characters. I really want to color this in. Nah, don't need to. Don't need to. Leave it then. All right, everyone ready? Thank you, Isaac. Let's keep it, okay. Challenge, no zooming. In or out. No eraser. No eyes, no. No zooming in or out, no eraser. Okay, let's go on the drop. Next. Okay, same dude as before. No zooming in and out. So our character needs to fit in here. I want to zoom in and out so bad, just because. All right, I'm trying to find the extremity. So this is 10 minutes. For all that have joined, we're doing 10 minutes. 10-minute figures. Oh, I undid. I'll redo. My apology. I can't redo. Nah. Hand on my head. No undoing. No eraser. Force a habit. He's very small though on my screen, but that's okay. We've got to work with what we've got. A tip, look at the reference. Not more than, but just as much as your page. It helps. needs to be bigger. All right, just over halfway. No, the stick's looking wobbly. Three minutes. You can do it. 1 minute 17. I'm not entirely sure what to do because I can't zoom in and I can't adjust. So I think anything else I do. Oh no, I can do some stuff here. "42 seconds. "15. I'm done. All right. Complete. How'd we go? Oh, I can finally zoom in. Adam, can you... Yeah, go for it. Gyrocopter. Oh, nice one. Yeah, it's a good little website. I like it. Astro Panda, welcome. Lloyd, good to have you. Wake Art, welcome. First timer, great to have you. I appreciate it, Marina. Yeah, something I've been working on is doing the curves in the straights and all that sort of stuff. Oh, Ben, Nubbits. Hoya, Spanish baby time. Oh, good to have you. Luciano, or Luciano from Brazil, welcome. All right, so we've complete. Well, I've completed. He's got nipples flying all over the place, so we'll clean that up. All right, so this was 10 minutes. What could we have done differently? His proportions are off, so his legs need to be longer, definitely. This is just a schmozzle. There's like, we need to fix that. So let's go in and see if we can make some of these adjustments. Now, one thing I reckon for the next round, I want to do it in as minimal lines as possible. That could be a good one. In Sanusan, you don't get live notifications. Sorry. Maybe you got to click the bell or whatever they say on YouTube. Click the bell, and maybe that could work. This could be a cool guy to stylize actually as well. So maybe I'll clean up some of these issues with the form. So there's a big issue here because this is his hand's gone into nothing, but that's fine. It kind of has a look to it. That's cool. But if we're trying to learn, let's see if we can learn and adjust. So I'm going to put the elbow. One thing too that helps me as well, looking for the solid parts of the body. Like you got your clavicle here, your elbows, your knees, all that sort of stuff. That gives something to sort of anchor onto and put some of those hard or like straighter lines in, if that makes sense. All right, so here you got that simple shape of that upper arm. And I don't know if you can see, but there's kind of like a wrapping line here that connects that upper arm, or that lower arm, sorry, to the upper arm. And that's going to wrap in and underneath here to the underarm. Right, so that just gives it a better connection. Now let's see if we can simplify this hand. Could have done a better job at that. Simplify. Cool. So literally just that does the job for me for what I'm after. Okay, let's take a look at the face. Now I was zoomed out, so there's not much detail that you can get when I was that zoomed out. Let's see if we can refine it just a tad more. Actually, let's throw these lines in a little bit more confidently. Come on, Ben. Throw them in there. It's just bloody pixels on a screen. Doesn't matter. All right. Then you got that underarm there and that connection there. Cool. Now, the ear. That's a really nice indication for me of the direction of the head, right? Now I'm going to probably do it more stylized accidentally, or not accidentally, whatever, than the reference, but that's fine. One nice little trick as well in simplification on, like, say you've got the nose here and you've got like the edge of the nose, just having that eyelash peek out from the other side really just gives a dimension like that. Alright, just throwing a note. Don't want to get too finicky with it. Alright, the hair, that's cool. You need a little bit more of the sideburns. That's cool, that's fine. Now we've got to give ourselves some leniency because it was only 10 minutes, right? Now, when cleaning up some of this stuff, recently I've been really trying to do as minimal line work as possible. So not minimal line work, like as the least amount of lines to get the job done. So just cleaning up some of this here. So there's some dimension here. So we've got his stomach here, but then you've got the side of his hip. So this is going to be in front, right? It's like overlapping, which gives it dimension. Then we've got his undies, which gives him dimension again. Right, same deal. Now here, this hand is very, very, like this hand and arm is very foreshortened. So we could really meld this into one kind of shape. And just show that. Sort of forearm, just with that curve there. I'm just bouncing around at the moment. Back of the neck, has his neck sort of pointing forward, so we want to keep in mind that neck curve, the direction of that neck. Alright, let's take a look at this inner thigh, then connecting to the knee. So it's a little bit of anatomy. And even here, what I was talking about with that arc of the foot from earlier, you can just see that here very, very clearly. There's like an arc that you can use on these feet to really ground them in 3 dimensions. Pun fully intended. All right. Cool. Shall we do another? All right, let's catch up with chat. Dylan, welcome. Adam, an idea to help show the weight is distributed that I learned from the artist Colleen Barry. You visualize a plumb line from the pit of the neck to the ground. It helps finding where to put limbs and the head. That's a good idea. So if we did that here, we look at like where the pit of the neck is. It is pretty balanced between the feet, which is nice. That's a good tip. Appreciate it, Adam. The legend source. Ah, that's awesome to hear the video about the head. Yeah, no, I'm going to be pumping out that content like no one's business. Bob the Hognog. Welcome. Nabbits, no, I haven't. Andrew, advice on line pressure challenges. I noticed I'm making different thickness on a single line and it looks nice. Can we see my pressure sensitivity settings? Yep. Let me throw that up here. So this is, I'm all the way up on pressure sensitivity. Right? That's it. Nothing else has changed. So I'm all the way on the right. That might work for you, it might not. But that's sort of where I was at with it. James, welcome from the Philippines. Art event. No, it's not. I appreciate it. It comes from a lot of practice. It's definitely not easy. All right, let's another minute. Situate yourself, and we'll go into another 10-minute session. Let's pick the reference. Oh, that's tricky. Do you want to do that one? Is it clear though? Is that pose clear? That's what I want. I want like a clear. Yeah, let's do that one, all right? It's very clear. There's things coming forward and back, and there's got to be balance and that kind of thing. All right, so we'll start in about a minute. Original Plays, welcome. Good to have you. All right, so for those of you that are just joining, we're doing 10-minute figure studies. And that's it. Nothing more to say, really. James, I do. I do use Procreate as well. Original Plays, love from India. I appreciate it. Still, every time, every stream, it boggles the mind. We've got people from all over the place. All right. Let's go. We ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, hold on. Wait. No erasing. Minimal lines. Let's see if we can keep it to minimal lines. And no zooming in and out. All right. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Look at those negative spaces as well. That can help with proportion. I want to erase so bad. Far out. 4 minutes has gone quick. 3 minutes. Far out. It's going quick. Two minutes. There's a lot of structural stuff that I want to mess with after this, that's for sure. Twenty seconds. Whoop. And I'm not a fan, but we did it. Mariam, thank you. All right, so this is where we got. How'd we all go? This no zooming in thing is doing my head in. But but it was worth it, just for practice. Now let's knock this back and let's assess. So how would let's maybe even stylize her. How would I take what we've got here and make it a little bit more stylized, perhaps. Bigger eyes, of course. Now this is one way I like to get the eye direction. Right, looks weird at the moment, but as soon as I do this, and this, and then I get rid of that little top bit there, the eyes now look like eyes. Let's do the old flip, make sure it's all looking how it should be looking. Good reference. Is you mad, Ben? I'm not mad, no. Alright, let's try and get this slightly open mouth. It's a little bit weird, but that's what I've got at the moment. Bit of surgery. Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, let's add the hairline. Imagine that ear. In there. Let's get these fingers. She's just framing her face. Okay. Let's flip. So now we're just playing around. We're just pushing shapes. John, I haven't looked at your other work. Do I leave the speckled brush look in a final piece, or do I lower that layer and ink the layer with normal solid brush? Yeah, depends on what I'm going for. Sometimes I'll leave the speckled brush look. Other times I'll render it out a little bit more. For GT, subtlety does help, but it's based on a solid foundation, right? So when you say the bump, where adding a little bump on the form makes it more energetic. I'm not entirely sure what you mean by a little bump. Mariam. Yeah, anatomy can be tricky. Should be fun as well. All right, so let's really, so this is actually going back in space a little bit. All right, this one is in front. This one is kind of squishing there. You've got the elbow. So these pectoral muscles here really do help give it form as well. That's something to keep in mind. So just here, instead of just having it without, then it's just a kind of flat 2D shape. What we want to do is think about how that helps add dimension. Let's move these eyes up a tad, I think. That's better. Going a bit crazy with the hair. Looks a bit odd. Endless Abyss, appreciate ya. Catch you later, Amy. Hope to have you back. Alicia, how can I practice complex shapes? Simplify them. Get really, really good at breaking stuff down into their simplest forms. That's going to save you a ton of headache. Figure out this nose. I don't know about the eyes either. Let's restart. Yeah, it feels a little better. The hand's looking janky. Mayam, tell us about your journey of becoming an artist. Oh, maybe not today. I've mentioned it a bunch of times in other different streams. Maybe another time though. But basically, I've been drawing on and off for most of my life. And 2 years ago, I started posting to Instagram. And here I am. And now it's my full-time job. That, in a nutshell, is what it is. I just don't want to bore people that have heard it a million times before. Endless Abyss, thank you. I appreciate you. Scruffsy. Hey Ben, what's your advice for pushing shapes in the face and body? Really looking at other artists and seeing where they push the shapes, you know? How far do they push the eyes? Right? Is it more Disney eyes? Are they more realistic eyes? How far apart? How close? What head shape do they fit in? As well as just particularly for the eyes. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going way further than I thought with with this one. Or taking more time than I thought I would. Crystal, welcome. Crystal Gray. Diana El Coño Isano, welcome. Kai, you have arrived. Great to have you. What artists would you recommend studying? Jin Kim, just to think of an artist off the top of my head. Jin bloody Kim. He's fantastic. NZH, welcome. Good to have you. How long do I... Yeah, no, it's no longer a warm-up. It's almost wrapping up the end of the stream. This is going to be a shorter one today. Somehow stumbled upon my channel last night and subbed. I'm a 3D guy and haven't drawn much in years, but you've inspired me to pick it up again. Tyler Wood, buddy, fantastic, my friend. That's awesome. I love the 3D work as well. I do a bit of it on here. I love melding both of those worlds. But no, that's wicked. I always love to hear that people that haven't... I don't like to hear that people haven't been doing it for ages, but I love to hear that they're sort of picking it up again. So welcome, my friend. Glad to have you. Jelly Cake, welcome. Muthu Kaviyarasan, my apologies for butchering your name, but welcome. Endless Abyss, do I counter challenges? All day, every day. Without fail. Challenges all the time. I mean, this is a challenge, right? I'm working through this sort of idea of this character or this figure drawing or whatever it is, really, live with you. This is a challenge. There's still something about the face that's a bit wonky, but it's giving her a bit more of an expression. Love the old high eyebrow. Excaliosio, welcome. So this is like a somewhat realistic, somewhat stylized character, person thing. I don't even know. Just practice. It's all just practice. And even things like this, right? This is when, I can't remember who, but like subtlety. Super Trooper, welcome. Catch you later, Isaac. Good to have you. Subtlety here, right? This is in perspective. This chest is a three-dimensional form, so even these lines on the sort of sports top, they need to go back in perspective and sort of fit together as one. Right, and that gives it dimension, that gives it form, believability. Any other describing word that you want to use? Now with the legs here, there's one little muscle in here that I like to add, which you can see here, but it's very subtle. But even just doing that initial simple leg shape there and then adding that muscle over the top. I don't even know what the muscle's called, but it's there. And then knocking that back a little bit. Let's use the Filthy plugin, shout out. Links in the description. Just to block in this big mass very quickly. Bam. Yeah, I've been really digging these black and white line drawings lately. We could even knock this back again if we wanted to. And do some more work and refinement and get even less lines and really sort of refine it down more. But I don't think that's going to happen this session. So this is probably going to be it for the stream. I'll hang around for another 10 or so minutes. So this is where we went. This is where we got to. So we did some figure studies today. This is what it was all about. So we did our 60-second warm-ups. Whoa, look at that. So real quick sort of stuff. Then we got into the 5-minute poses, which I like the look of more than anything that I've done today. So that's cool. Then a couple of 10-minute poses. Then some sort of study over the top of it, trying to break down what we did right, what we did wrong. Then we did old mate here. Oh, where'd he go? We did this guy. Then we sort of refined him a little bit more after the 10 minutes was up. And then we did this lady. And then sort of refined her into something a little more stylized in the face. Her hips and everything. Oh, this is annoying. I'm seeing issues right now. This needs to be pushed. I really should have pushed the pose a little bit more. Whoop. Something like that. Super. The sculpts are going well. I'll show you before I head off where I'm at with them, or with one in particular. That's going to be the one I'm going to go to production with. See, there we go. That gives it just a little bit more oomph. A little bit more, I don't know, more movement maybe. Who knows? Yeah, and doing this little trick, I found some artists doing, where they'll do like, where there's big blocks of white, they'll do a little bit of, big blocks of like dark colors. Wabba lubba dub dub. Ah, you absolute legend. Appreciate you. It's my pleasure. Yeah, just something like that. Anyway, this is all. We need to fix this, but not right now. All right. But yeah, sculpts. This is where I'm at the moment. So I'm going to do half sort of stylized. Her name is Plain Jane. It's like half stylized, half sort of planes of the face. Right, so that's the idea. I'm prototyping different like wooden like holders, which will be cool. But yeah, this sculpt's got a lot to go. We've got a lot to go on this one, but yeah, September it'll start to go into production. But yeah, it's been like a lot of fun playing around with it. I appreciate it, super. John, I'm using Alien Clay, which is Chavant's version of Monster Clay. So using Alien Clay Hard, which is a lot of fun. I might do some tonight, actually. I haven't sculpted in a couple of days, but I want to, yeah, get that cracking. But yeah, this is why the stream is a little bit shorter than usual. I've got to get the next YouTube video up and running. I've got another, I don't know if I can say anything about this. I don't know. 3D Total has commissioned me to do something, which is exciting, but it's not going to come out for ages. I've got to work on that. And yeah, got to make some more content as well. Get some stuff out there. Oh, the Spider-Verse, my spider. I'll give you guys a quick sneak preview on my spider sonar, where I'm at with it at the moment, before I head off. And no, it's not warm up. The warm up isn't there. So I'm kind of halfway through fixing my face here. And then I've done a bunch of other little ones. So I wanted to do like a bit of turnaround. I wanted to really outline the mechanism for my spider sonar thingy, art tool web shooter. I've got like me. This is kind of, yeah, I don't know. I don't like this too much. There's a lot of work, a bit more work to do with this. I don't want to go spend the next fucking year on it, but yeah, this is where I've started to get some expressions going. So I just took some photos of myself in different poses, and this is where I started to play around with this really simplified sort of black and white line work and adding like a little bit of texture into some of these as well, which has been a lot of fun. Then the art block, working on me with the art block, and then got some more colored versions of me as Spidey drawing upside down as well. So yeah, this has been fun, but I've got to get it out. And then I might do a YouTube video on this as well, like the whole process of going through this and maybe doing extra ones for the YouTube video. I think that's what my next video is going to be, is like the spider sonar, the final versions, how I'm sort of developing it and that kind of stuff. So Miss Trin, thank you, Ben, for being on YouTube. I don't have socials, so I'm glad to see. I really aspire your style because of the close realism, but expressing very well. Sure, you get the like. I appreciate it. No, I appreciate it a lot. Yeah, good, great to have you. So I'm going to be heading off in a sec anyway, but hopefully get you next time. Stray cat mat. I was thinking about putting it on top of the Spider-Man mask, but it doesn't feel very practical. But from a graphic standpoint and a showing that it's me standpoint, it probably makes sense. So it's not a bad idea. Julia K, thank you so much. nabbit, so I've got to I've got to get going. Unfortunately, Terabyte, I appreciate you. But on that note, thank you everyone for joining me on this little experimental figure drawing stream. It was fun. I've learned something. I hope you have as well. And yeah, I will catch you the same time next week. Toodaloo.